Hello everyone. Yeah, I will say something about that missing unit in a second. Now, Skull. Regarding that missing unit that I, by the way, for anybody who didn't read the chat, I modded into this scenario so that I actually get it. I agree with Brakada. That has nothing to do with bad luck, it's shitty game design, and I explain exactly why. In the game editor, you can set certain triggers for units, you know, under which circumstances do they show up. And most of these hero units have very simple triggers. You can say a turn trigger. Like you can say from this turn to this turn, in that area of time, this unit will show up. And this unit, including the light Panzer, had a turn trigger, turn 3 until turn 3. So they could only show up on turn 3, which is completely idiotic. Why not from turn 3 to the end of the scenario? So if it is blocked on turn 3, it would show up on turn 4. But no, it shows up exactly on turn 3. And if it's blocked on turn 3, you can forget about getting it. That is bad design. It could easily get fixed. Start it at turn 3 and let it end on the last turn. Then you can get it at any point after turn 3. That's how that should be done. And I think all the hero units are triggered that way, and that just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we're playing Zhitomir, which is a city very close to Kiev. If I scroll down here, this is Kiev, and I think this is Zhitomir. Yeah, Zhitomir. So we're basically coming down from Army Group Center and trying to cut off Kiev. So we played this in the vanilla scenario. In the vanilla campaign, this is a scenario that you can do. You can try to skip it and go for an early Moscow, but this is the default path. Go south, cut off the pocket around Kiev, help Army Group South to keep moving, and then go back again. So Bruck in his scenario was going all the way north in a relatively small map. I'm going all the way south in a relatively small one, which isn't quite as narrow, but it is still pretty narrow. So I didn't deploy a whole lot of Air Force since I don't believe we were gonna need it. I didn't read any update in the briefings, so I'm assuming the Red Air Force is still pretty much out of commission. There's gonna be something here, but not a whole lot. So I deployed 2 fighters and a fighter bomber and 2 level bombers. I leave Rudel at home for now because I don't expect actually a whole lot of tanks in here. Historically, this is basically just advancing into the flank of the units that are down here. I don't expect a whole lot of armored resistance, probably some, but not a whole lot of stuff. This move south to Kiev is believed to screw up Moscow, if I'm not mistaken. No. If you define believed at what historians believe, no. Guderian said that in his book because he was miffed about it and then everybody else quoted him. From a military perspective, I think this was the right move. First of all, Army Group Center had run completely out of supplies and most of the units were no longer capable of keeping on the move. They needed to wait until supplies, well, moved up, basically, reached up to them. And Army Group South was way behind, and leaving such a huge force in your flank is not a good idea. Guderian was never very worried about his flanks, and he's not as good as he describes himself to be. So the main opinion that this was a bad move was by the man that was ordered to do it, Guderian. And it's no coincidence that in a couple of months Guderian will be relieved of command. So well, if you ask the German general that had to do it, and a couple months later was relieved of command, then blamed Hitler for basically everything that went wrong in the war, and that's the only source you have, then yeah, it's a questionable source. I've yet to see any reasonable historian that has actually, a modern historian, not one back then just writing what Guderian wrote, and based his entire thesis on interviewing German generals, but someone that actually did some checking on the sources himself. Most historians believe that this was actually a right move and that Moscow couldn't have been reached anyway. I've recently watched I'd have to find that video actually for the next stream that we do. There was a historian that looked actually into the Soviet sources. And they actually found out a lot about what the German generals said was actually complete nonsense and was just what the Soviets wanted them to believe. Because the Soviets did actually a lot of attacks that were actually simulated attacks and to distract the Germans, while the main attack was actually going to be somewhere else, which made the Germans think they were outnumbered 4-1. Usually they were just, yeah, they were just outsmarted. And one of the attacks was actually fake. He looked into the actual sources, into the actual supply situation, and in what the Soviets were actually doing. And there was actually a supply general that estimated what the German force would be able to achieve in one push, how far in distance they would be able to go before they had to stop for resupplying. And that distance, if you measure it from the Polish-Soviet border, basically where Barbarossa started, if you measure that exact distance from there into Russia, you arrive pretty much at the line shortly behind Smolensk, exactly where the German Army Group Center had to stop. So it was also a major supply problem. They didn't just stop because they had to go for Kiev, they also stopped because they ran out of supplies. So they wouldn't have been able to reach Moscow in one go. The supply situation didn't allow that. They ran out of fuel, they ran out of everything. Going south didn't increase the distance to Germany, so that was possible. And it was a limited force, it wasn't the entire Army Group Center. The rest of the Army Group Center had to stay still and wait for supply to keep up, to catch up, and then they kept going. Even after this was done, there was still a little bit delay before the offensive moved on again. So it wasn't just disorder. There was a whole other stuff involved. But yeah, a lot of the generals that blamed everything on everybody except on themselves usually neglect to mention the supply situation. Anyway, what I was saying, I didn't deploy a whole lot of Air Force. I only deployed 2 fighters. I think that will be enough, especially since I have another level bomber. I also didn't deploy the Nebelwaffe or the 2 Panzerjägers. The 1 Panzerjäger are already at 1.5, almost 1.5 stars. I think that's good for now. Flammpanzer and the Light Panzer I don't think I need. The 88 I didn't deploy either because, again, I don't expect super heavy tanks. Maybe there's going to be a KV somewhere, but we're going to deal with it in another way. And yeah, using Rudel for everything is just boring. So I wanted to also be able to deploy our 2 anti-tank guns again. So yeah, we'll discuss this more once we do our next live stream, next co-op live stream. For now, let's get into the game and let's actually get going. Despite the major disaster of the ending last time, by the way, I saved that replayed last turn that I did so I actually won this scenario. I actually was thinking about suppressing everything, and then after I calmed down a little bit and got over how pissed I was, I actually realized, wait, I don't actually need to suppress the artillery. At least I don't need to dig out the artillery, I just need to suppress it, and then I can just blow it up. So I tried that and I actually managed it. I just had to replay that last turn so my bomber wouldn't get shot down, which was a very unlucky roll as well. So I replayed that on basically, I only had to do it one more time. Yes, I know, Brack, you have a different opinion, but I hold that up, and maybe if I find that video again, I can send it to you before that, and you can watch that video by this historian about the supply situation, so we have the same background information, then we can discuss this. I mean, it's open for debate anyway, it's been debated by historians anyway, so I don't think there's gonna be a right answer. It's a historical debate. It's always hindsight and everything like that. We don't know what could have happened under certain circumstances. It's also a matter of whether, even if they had reached Moscow, whether that would have actually done anything, whether that would have caused the surrender. There's also a lot of historians that doubt that. There's some indications that Stalin was in a little bit of a panic at the time, but does that automatically mean that he would have surrendered? A whole different discussion. So even if you say, okay, they could have reached Moscow, that still is no indication that that would have actually ended the war. So anyway, this is what it is, and we actually have some tanks right at the front, T-34s no less. That's actually nice that they accommodated us by being directly in our face. Makes it easier to take them out. And again, I don't expect a whole lot of tanks here, so the more quickly we take them out, the better. So this one is already in a forest, so that guy is pretty much fucked. That guy is just a light tank, he's gonna be just a nuisance, and him might actually be able to push him into the forest. So, and then maybe, I don't know what we can use to take him out. I think I programmed that unit to show up around here, that missing unit. I basically have the combat task forces, again, 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank, and then everything else is support forces, so we'll see how this goes. First of all, I think we should probably take care of this light fighter, especially since it's overstrength. Holy crap. Polikarpov, yeah, it's not a hero or anything, so I don't know why this thing is so overpowered. But of course we're not able to take it out. Well, good thing we have much artillery here. So let's see, is this a forest? Yes, it is. Guess the attack on the city will have to wait. Yeah, that's one of these things gone. Now let's see what we can do about this one. Can't reach it with the heavy infantry, that would have been nice. I don't think I can reach it with anything else, but I might do this. That was still a ridiculous counter hit, but oh well. Do it like this. We might get hit here, but I think against this guy our scout should be able to hold. Okay. No real need to rush anything here, so not take unnecessary chances. So there are, of course, bombers probably going to arrive, but I can't... I had to try and take that out. I just can't sit by and say, oh yeah, oh my god, bombers are gonna come. I can't do anything. Bring this in over here. That might be able to go and attack that. Him will keep in the forest for now. Because I can't move him anywhere where he can't get bombed, so... Move the bomber actually over here. And we'll take a few hits. I hope the bombers don't come out this turn. That would hurt a little bit, but... not a whole lot I can do about it. Just safe. Yeah, I think this should be safe. I don't think they can reach anything here. If this attacks the scout, whatever. Can't do much about that. Too bad we couldn't take that out. That's a little annoying, but it was 15 strength, so let's see what happens. No, I didn't change the dice. Much as I'm pissed off by it. Yeah, I'll think about it. I don't want to do that mid-grand campaign. If I change it, I change it probably after we discuss it. And probably between grand campaigns. I don't know. For now, I left it. Oh, come on. Why are they all over strength? What's going on? Holy hell. That scout is lucky. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why do I have a ton of overstrength fighters over here? I'd appreciate the briefing mentioning that. What the hell? What's up with that? And again, I hope they don't reinforce back to 15. Man, this was lucky as hell. That would have sucked. I didn't expect them to attack like that in force in the first turn. But nothing I can do about it. Crap, now I don't really actually have anything to hit this guy with that much. What do we do here? Let's try this. Man, this was stupid. Oh well. Okay, now we know that bomber is still on the loose, so we need to be a little bit careful here. How do we prevent this guy from doing more damage without completely stalling our attack? Okay, let's first check what's up there. Okay, there's an anti-aircraft gun in there, which is... okay, not able to see us. So if we move in here, that thing can't actually see us. That's good to know. Ah, crap. Well, that's gonna be out of range anyway, so... in the middle, we need to be a little bit more careful. Panzer 4 suffered a lot. 15 strength unit attacking him. That was stupid. Didn't expect that. Oh, we should have brought more Air Force after all. Okay, let's see. There's my unit. Let's give it something to do right away. I know I lost that overstrength, but that's gonna be gone in a matter of turns anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. Okay, what do we do here? I want to get out of vision as much as possible. Ideally, this thing would bomb an artillery in the forest, so let's offer it that. Because I don't think that'll actually do a whole lot. Would be cool if we can get into this city and take care of this guy. Then they would be, for now, mostly out of action. How far can this thing move? 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And it's pointless trying to attack this thing because then we would get bombed. That's a shame. And now we need to be a little bit careful. We go here, that king can see us, but we're protected by the fighter. If they bombed this, that's actually fine. They shouldn't be able to do much to that, not in the forest. This is asking for it a little bit, so let's move that into here. That's in protection. Let's move that over. Where do we move that? Let's actually move that over here. That is safe. Let's move the pioneers slowly up. And this guy That can actually be reached. That can also be reached. Let's move that over here and just park a bomber over it. That should be fine. That thing can't do much anyway. So let's get the Panzer IV out of the way. And that should make sure that the bomber can't hit too much that is vulnerable. At least I hope it can't reach anything in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Just about not. Okay. Yeah, it can reach that, but that's in fighter protection. So that's fine. It can't reach this one. But we need to take it out next turn. So, and I hope these other ones don't reinforce to full strength. That would be annoying as hell. Yeah, okay. That's perfectly fine. That I don't mind whatsoever. Oh, good. The other one decides to defend it. Oh, that was actually lucky. That could have done a lot more. I didn't expect that to be a switchable one. I just can't seem to visually identify the ones that can switch. Okay, that was annoying, but not a big problem. Okay, got rid of that. Can we get rid of this one? Good. Perfect. I'm not sure, but this turn the other one might return, so we need to still be in a lookout for that. 85mm are the switchable ones. Which one is the other one? What caliber is that? .37mm, okay, I have to look out for that. Need to be a little careful with this guy now. Okay, let's see whether we can deal with this guy. Losing so much on the Panzer IV is a little annoying, but oh well. Can he hold against that? Not sure. I have to think about that. Okay, that's... Okay, it reinforced to normal. That's good. Wish I could damage it. Or we can at least take its airfield away. Probably gonna attack, but there's nothing I can do about it. Maybe if we offered it a bomber target. I think that thing doesn't actually have a whole lot of air attack. Yeah, let's see. Maybe it'll go for that instead. That would be nice. Let's see whether we can do something more useful with that. Can we get rid of this? I don't think so. You can hold position. You guys move up. So we're not supposed to go past this river, basically. We're allowed to go here, but no further. So we need to focus our attention further south. So let's retreat this guy back here and let's hope nobody finds him. Don't feel super confident of putting anything in this way. Let's see. Good. Went for the bomber. Great. Counterattacks. Crutches and held. So we need to block this crossing, basically. That should be possible. Yeah, we'll see about that. Let's... raining. That's crappy. That's crappy. Well, give us an opportunity to move everything into position. Where are the tanks gonna move? Probably not anywhere we can hit them. Oh well. Regarding this position. think we'll just wait this turn out. And you... I think I'll retreat you. I think I have enough scouting capability. I don't feel safe about having that thing around. Yeah, trap opportunities. I'll just let them run into me. I think they'll attack anyway, no matter what I do. So I don't specifically need to trap them. I think pretty much any position is going to be a trap, so we'll see. And another scout lost again. Sometimes I just don't get it, you know? Sometimes you see a scout hold his own against a KV, only taking 1 damage, and then a BT5 comes out of nowhere and does 7 damage. Like... we really need to discuss switching dices, because this is gonna cost me 240 prestige again, just because of an incredibly stupid roll. That usually these things are near impossible to kill, and then it dies to a BD5. Like, that's the thing. I never can rely on what my units are able to do, because sometimes they're great, sometimes they're crap. There's no guideline I can follow in what I can do with them and what I can't do with them, and that's just. I don't know, at some points that just becomes pointless. Yeah, the surrender opportunities are pointless. I mean, there aren't even that many. There's one here for a unit that doesn't cost anything, one here for an incredibly cheap unit. It's not gonna make up for what I just lost. There's maybe 1 or 2 surrender opportunities here, not more. Maybe another one here, but those are incredibly cheap units. That's not going to do much. Not to mention that most of them are probably not going to surrender anyway. No surrender. Oh, I actually did surrender. Wow. Other than that, we might be able to push this one back, then we can surrender that one, maybe. Maybe. It's not suppressed enough. We go here. It should push it back in the right direction. Six. What much can we do to you? Enough. Not gonna take any chances though. Not with the rolls I've been having. You may be able to take a bite out of this one with the heavy infantry. Let's see here. To defend in this direction, we don't need to forget that. That should block that. What else can we do here? We can do some damage to this guy, but how do we do that best? Let's do this. And just attack this guy like that. No, we're not at all. That should be safe anyway. Pioneers. The thing might come back if it goes for the bombers, which it can see. That would be great. Otherwise, let's try and defend what we can't afford to get hit, for the most part at least. Where is it going to be at? Might be there, might be there. I actually don't know where it went. I think it went there. Probably here. So we'll see. Another fighter. Again, overstrength and another overstrength. Thank you, briefing. Like a scenario ago, they told me that the Red Air Force was basically in shambles, and now they appear with overstrength. Like, I take everything back that I said about the good briefings. Can't do anything about this guy right now. There's maybe pushing him somewhere. How far is he suppressed? 5. Okay, let's see whether we can take at least one of those fighters out. Oh, wow. Major damage in return. Need to think about how to structure that. Not a whole lot of armored support left here. What do we do with this? First of all, let's pull the armor out. You are completely out of action anyway. And then let's see what we can do here. I'll roll in our favor for once. Can we trap that fighter anywhere? I don't think so. Let's give it this one to attack. It probably can also attack the artillery it's on. It would actually be great. We're gonna lose a point or two on an artillery. That's not gonna be much of a problem. What do we do here? Pull you out. Let's move you in. Do we move you in? What do we do here? Can't afford having this guy in vision range, so let's pull him out. So what can we do here to stop this? Can do that. And this. I still need you in this area, but don't want you anywhere where you can get hit. So this guy will try and go around here, which it can't really do since there's this thick forest there. So if I move it there, it shouldn't actually be able to be reached because this thing can't go through this hex. Yeah, that should be fine. Then we can move you in. You guys can hold a position. Move another anti-tank gun in. Move the pioneers up and move the tank up. Actually, move the tank there because otherwise it can be seen. I don't want to get bombed. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, that's fine. That's even better. Ah, it was too much suppressed. Too bad. They should be able to hold their ground. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, bomber took a little bit of a hit, but that's not a big deal. Hope we can shoot this down because that fighter took a major hit before. Yeah, probably not. Anyway. Are you in range of any of my anti-tank guns? No. No suppression, so let's just blow it up. Tanks are quite suffering a little bit. The good thing is that despite the disaster of the last scenario, I am actually way beyond what the must-have is in terms of prestige for this scenario. So I'm well above the prestige line that we discussed. Now we need to just take out all these stupid conscripts. Not get slaughtered in the process. I'm going on a hunch that that has been the majority of their tank forces, and I hope I'm right. to move that Panzer IV over here so we actually have some firepower, because this I don't call firepower anymore. Same with the Panzer III. I need some stuff over there. This guy needs to refuel. This guy will... Too bad. We could go in there and take it, that would be nice. Well, we'll just move over here. Keep moving the pioneers up. And yeah, let's just resupply these guys, even though they're probably not going to be useful anymore. And you go refuel. Okay, that guy went down there. That's good to know. Okay, yeah, that they were gonna attack that. I expected. That's great. Okay, running a little low on ammo. Give the anti-tank gun some experience. That down there is empty, that's good to know. That's also empty, that's also good to know. Okay, that should be most of them gone, I would expect. Okay, there's one more there. Well, we have a blocking situation here, except for here, but I actually can't get through there. That's fine. Take a look. Ooh. Okay, we're not at the end of their tank forces. Ugh. Okay, let's rearm. Okay, let's bring in a tank. Can they go here? Yeah, they can. Don't think I should engage them with anything like that. Those things are too weak now. I wonder what's in this area. We need to scout that out. It's not too bad. I just need to lure these guys into a disadvantageous position. Yeah, I know the light tank could have been surrendered in the city. That's what I tried to do, but the first artillery shot didn't do any suppression, so I decided to take it out instead. I tried to surrender it, but first shot didn't do any suppression, so I don't want to waste a ton of artillery shots again. It's not... I'd rather give a little bit more experience to my and kills to my anti-tank gun if it comes down to the prestige for a measly little tank that doesn't cost much anyway. And giving my anti-tank gun something to do, I'd rather go for the anti-tank gun. I don't want to waste too much artillery fire. Last time, if you waste too much artillery on that kind of stuff, you also lose a whole lot of turns. I'm not willing to do that either anymore. Because you have to rearm them. I mean, you don't have unlimited ammunition, so I want to stay away from that a little bit. Really? Another completely crappy roll. Should we risk that? I guess we have to. Well, okay, that at least took care of that guy. That's a small one, that's not a major deal. Yeah, the big boys. This guy's ready to strike again. You can see this. So maybe. No, that's too dangerous. What can this guy see? No, they can't actually see this. This guy can only see one. Might attack this. They can see that, but I don't think they'll go for that. Try that. Maybe that'll work. Stupid that there's only that one road. And we only have had the half of the turns that we have available, so There's not that many bridges on this map, so we're basically holding this one. And this one should be able to hold. Push over here. Yeah, I don't think we need that much time to do that, so I don't expect any major counterattack in this area, but you never know. So we'll see. Yeah, these guys are no longer useful. Let's see. Good. Not good. Forgot about you. Okay, let's shoot at least one of them down. At least we can damage the other one. Ugh. Now we'll think about that. Doesn't look so nice. Okay, let's see here. Actually see whether we can get over there. Yeah, we could have maybe trapped them with the bomber, but it's a little risky. Good. Retarded positioning, that's great. Yeah, let's see here. Enough. Oh well. Ah. Small one. Oh well. How do we get this best? If there's not a whole lot here, it might actually be advantageous to try and go across the river over here and fall into the back if we can do that unseen. We'll have to check that out. Actually, move a couple units over here just in preparation for that. That might actually work. We'll see. Where did that other thing go? An airfield up there somewhere? Oh, it went there. No, wait. That's not where it went. Did it? Looked like it went a little bit further up here. Weird. What's in here? Okay, yeah, we do not want to cross there. How do we best cross there? Managed to take everything but Kiev, however, not worth it at all. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that. I mean, if the briefing explicitly warns me not to do that, or not just warns me, orders me not to do that, so then I'm not gonna do it. There's no point. If that tank wasn't here, I would actually risk getting on the river here, but. That's a regular that can see me. Crap. Oh well. Lure the tank out and then cross. Yeah. Problem is there's other tanks. I hope they're not gonna move. But how do we lure the tank out? Still have enough time, I think. Just... I'm gonna risk that. Might not pay off whatsoever, but if this works, I can move this next turn over here and maybe move some units right next to this city already in protection of a heavy artillery. And I'm in firing range of this thing and this thing then. So this could be a horrible move, but I'm gonna do it anyway. No risk, no fun. Well, seems to work out. Okay, we first need to get rid of you. Let's move you here. Should have done that the other way around, probably. Oh, doesn't matter. Because I really doubt that this thing will move out. What should we bomb first? Probably this, because... I could have done a little bit of damage. That would have been nice. Oh well. There's stuff that they bought here now. That is not good. That is not good at all. Need some artillery up there to be able to... And I'm gonna move these guys in here. And hope we not get detected. Because I need to get some artillery from all directions now. I'm gonna attack them from all sides. Otherwise I don't see this really working. Where did that fighter go? That I really would like to know. Not sure whether that's going to pay off, but we'll see. We keep you around, maybe we'll keep you around. That detected them. Oh, they actually hold their ground. Yes! Good stuff. We just need to get you out of the way now. More artillery. Okay, let's get this thing out of the way. I don't usually like to disobey orders in this game because most of the time the orders at least make some sense. You guys did your job. Not sure whether that fighter is gonna come back, so let's lure that asshole in. If he's still around. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Let's bring everything in that we have in terms of firepower here. And then we should be able to do this. Okay. Well, that was disappointing. That's better. Can we get in here? Wow, that's super digged in. Yeah, prestige-wise, I'm actually fine since last scenario. We're supposed to have roughly... Well, I'm not sure about this one, but at the start of this one, I needed about 500 or 12,000, something like that. So I'm way above the line, a bit above what I need to have. So we're good. I just hope we don't have more tanks attacking down there. I hope the other ones stay put. I'm not in the mood for that. Fuck it, not worth it. Not worth it. I don't want to risk a tank rushing in here and ruining my day just to get the measly little bit of prestige in here. I could have moved an anti-tank gun in there, but yeah, fuck it. That unit is not expensive enough to make that worthwhile. I don't think I'm gonna take anything else here. That's pointless. So yeah, I think we got everything that we're supposed to take. Let me save this. Yeah, this worked out the way I wanted it to. In the middle, yeah, the thing that screwed me up in the middle was basically I didn't expect that to be that much Air Force, especially not overstrength Air Force. They would have brought another fighter then. If I had one more fighter, I think we would have had a lot less trouble here. I also didn't expect that many tanks. Not that they were a huge problem, but... And we got one incredibly unlucky hit on our scout. Like a BT-5 doing that much damage on my scout in one hit. That's like... Okay, maybe it was a green scout. If the scout was the green one... No, this one is actually the green one. So, I don't know. They can't see anything, so why risk the bomber? Let's move the bomber out. Don't want to risk losing anything in the air. Let's move everything away from the rivers just in case. Yeah, the other one was very lucky in exchange, but that one I would have understood that I'd lose it. The other one that was just like, what happened there? And that's usually how these scouts work. That's usually that they are able to just about hold on. Anyway, this worked out fine. We're at 16,200 and just about 30 prestige. So let's see how much that is after. Let me save it again. End the turn. Nothing happening. How do I do this again? There we go. Nope, that's not the right splash screen. Let me see. Come on, which one is it? There we go. Decides the victory. Oh, let me save the replay. And let's view the battlefield. Holy crap! Yeah, I do not want to go near that. Holy crap. Like, I understand that there's overstrength stuff in here, but why is the stuff that attacks us overstrength? Yeah, that fighter would have been ready next turn. Holy hell. No, thank you. 15 strength Soviet mountaineers. Ooh. 12 strength KV. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No thanks. Yeah, going in here. This is actually one that they cleared for me to take. But yeah, this would not have been worth it. Taking this would not have been worth it. Like 15 strength mountaineer in there. Fuck that. No, 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 no. That's not worth it. None of this is actually worth it. There's too much overstrength shit in here. This is probably as far as you're supposed to go. This one is probably already a little too much. They're completely surrounded. So Army Group South can now clean them up. Just look at this crap. Holy hell. Yeah, there's no way I can do anything about this in 2 turns. Anyway, we're fine. We took a lot of damage, but nothing I can't repair. We have the prestige now, so yeah, but what's the point? All you can do is get yourself damaged. A little bit of experience and kills that you get out of this is not going to be worth it. Especially on Rommel, it's basically, I don't know. Going in here and taking these, there's not even that many hexes in here. The amount of damage that you're possibly taking here doesn't justify the measly little bits that you can have in here. I mean, if you can force one of these or 2 of these to surrender, I guess that could be worth it. But the flags themselves... What? My minimap clips through my webcam? Really? Oh. That's because of this. There we go. It's just when I show the splash screen, I actually need to size the splash screen correctly next time. Anyway, this worked out. We lost the scout again, but yeah, whatever. That seems to be the running game anyway. Kerensky always told stories about almost what's the word? I don't remember the word anyway that I'm looking for. Anyway, he almost made fun about the fact that he lost tons of scouts, basically 1 per scenario, basically. So it happens. Here it wasn't actually that I put them in incredible danger. They just got surprised, and I guess that happens. They know what they're for. So this one will be repaired for free. The other one, unfortunately, I have to buy again, but it's not a big deal. Well, you played it on a one of the regular maps. That was something different. There you don't need to be so risky. Here, in the Grand Campaign, I've heard stories of really, really good players losing tons of scouts in the Grand Campaign. So I was pretty sure they were gonna lose some of them eventually. And you've been very close already. You were very lucky not to have lost one already. You're gonna lose one sooner or later. Especially once the Soviet tanks get heavier. Scouts are not gonna be able to sustain those. There's gonna be units, if they get hit, it's very likely that they always get immediately one-shotted. So we'll get there. Yeah, that's the thing. If I don't use them aggressively to give the other units an advantage in terms of view, then I might as well not use them at all. Then I might as well just deploy the scout planes, because what's the point then? I mean, they don't give me the advantage to know that I can rush ahead. It's not that, then it doesn't pay off, so I don't want to use them too much more carefully, because it's just not. Yeah, the later T-34s have huge attack and they're super fast. So if you get surprised by one of those, I mean, later everything that is a BT now will later be a T-34. So yeah, you can expect how that goes if one of those hits one of my scouts. So I mean, maybe if we would actually train up the scouts in prestige, in experience, and they would be 3 stars with a heavy gun, maybe, but I just don't know whether that's worth it on Rommel. Anyway, that's going to it for now. I think this was actually a little bit more fun than the one Brack was playing, but the upcoming ones in the Stalingrad branch are actually nice, I think. So we'll see. I haven't played this branch. I played the Stalingrad, the Leningrad plant, not the Stalingrad, the Leningrad branch before as well. So I know, well, I don't know them, but I remember a little bit about that branch. I don't know these maps at all. Never played these. But this is again completely blind for me. I think the next one will be a little bit better, Brack. So we'll see. We're caught up now again, so you can go ahead again. I'm no longer behind. So I also wanted to play this one a little bit quick after the other one, just so I don't keep thinking about the other one, because the other one really pissed me off a little bit. And this one, the only thing that annoys me about this one is that I think these 15 strength planes are actually a mistake. I think these 15 strength planes are actually supposed to defend this area and are not supposed to be activated unless you attack this. So I think they have the wrong AI behavior, because that just doesn't make any sense that there's 2 15 strength ILs coming out of here. That just doesn't make any sense. And if I look at this map and see how much overstrength stuff is in here, I'm suspecting that these guys are actually the ones that are supposed to attack, and these 2 15 strength ones are not supposed to attack unless they get triggered. I think that was a bug, honestly, because otherwise that doesn't make any sense. Not that I think it's unfair, it's just it doesn't make any sense from game design point of view. There's no reason to put 15 strength units anywhere. I know how they design these maps. The 15 strength, like 12 strength, yeah, fine, whatever. But 15 strength stuff, that is usually in an area where you're not supposed to go. So considering there's a whole bunch of other overstrength stuff in here, I think the overstrength stuff was not supposed to be triggered. So I think that's a bug. It wasn't a huge deal. It's just, if I had known something like that was coming my way, I would have deployed another fighter. Then it would have been fine. But I really think that is not actually intended behavior. So not sure about that. Because that also wouldn't make sense from the briefing, because if something like that happens, you should have been warned. There were not hero units or anything either. They were just normal fighters at 15 strength. So No idea what was up with that. I'm pretty sure that was someone missed to set a trigger or something like that. The 15 strength fighters begin the game in the northwest. What, in the northwest? The northwest is where I start. You mean the northeast? Over here? Well, if it's not a bug, then it's stupid game design, because there's no reason for them to be here. Like, you can put a lot of fighters in here that are defending Kiev. I would get that, I guess. Even though they should be busy defending the city and not attacking me. But 15 strength fighters, like, why? Just south of my starting point. Yeah, that I don't. You mean at this airfield? Yeah, then I don't get it. Then why are they here? Why are they on the map? What's the point? There's no briefing about it. The briefing right before said that we mostly beat the the Red Air Force for now. So this doesn't make any sense. And it should be, you should be careful about that. If you warn about it in the briefing, or at least mention that maybe we suspect there might be something here, then the player is going to be fine. But if you have a player and then you have a briefing one scenario before where you say that the Red Air Force is mostly taken out, and then you get here and that happens, I'm sorry, but it's going to piss off a lot of people. It's not good game design. No, I get it, Drangili. I'm just saying, if that's the case, and I believe you, if they start up there, then yeah, then it doesn't make any sense for them to have the wrong trigger. Then they would have started at Kiev. So if that's the case, then it's just badly designed. Because why? And we had a couple of scenarios, and I was actually expecting the Grand Campaign to be better because I remembered it that way, but apparently there's also some shitty things in here. I mean, I remember Brock being pissed about that in a couple of scenarios in other campaigns where they report, hey, yeah, we destroyed the Air Force, and then he gets attacked by tons of fighters. Like, I'm sorry. You need to keep that in mind if you write these briefings. You can't just say in one scenario, oh yeah, we defeated them all, and in the next one you get overwhelmed again. Especially since you're working with a grand core in the Grand Campaign and you have limited slots, so you can never deploy everything. The player kind of needs to know roughly what to expect. Otherwise, I might also have. I was very much thinking. The last unit that I was deciding about whether to deploy it or not was, should I deploy a Stuk or should I deploy the 88? And then I was thinking, we're probably not going to hit a whole bunch of heavy tanks and fighters, so let's just deploy the Stuk. If I had known this or suspected this, I would have deployed the 88 instead. And that's the difference. If the player can't rely on the briefings, then... And yeah, intelligence obviously does never know everything, but they're not completely wrong. You know, they have at least a little bit of an idea what you're going to face. So this is... If it's a major enemy operation that you didn't know about, that's a different thing. But if it's just normal enemy composition like here, especially, they should be well aware what's here, because Army Group South has been fighting this for a couple of weeks now, and they asked for help because they couldn't deal with it. So they should be very aware of what they're facing. So this doesn't make any sense whatsoever in any sense of the imagination. But whatever, we beat them anyway. Fighters took a couple of hits, but that's no big deal. They can be prepared, they're going to be fine. I actually am happy that they got a lot to do, because I deployed those two because they had the least amount of experience of all my fighters, so they actually caught up quite a bit. Yeah, Brock, as I said, I was discussing with myself, okay, I deployed all the pairs, all the task groups, 1 tank, 2 infantry. Then I deployed my heavier stuff, and then I basically had 1 slot left. And I was thinking, okay, another fighter, Rudel, the Stuk, the 88. I definitely would have either deployed another fighter or the 88 or another fighter bomber, any one of those, if I had known that there would have been a bigger air force. I was really relying on the fact that last time they said, okay, for now, for the time to come, we've basically defeated the Red Air Force. I was expecting that to be true, at least for the duration of the 2 branches that we're playing. Once we join up again, and we're short before Moscow, okay, yeah, then I would have expected stuff to return, but not now. So I'm a little miffed about that. Because when I'm down to 1 unit and I really need to make a tactical decision about what to deploy, what am I supposed to rely on if not on that? There's also not a whole bunch of airfields in here, so I expected, okay, I will also probably be able to quickly take airfields. Anything in here is probably going to stay there unless I attack it. Well, apparently not. Yeah, it's probably not going to be so much of an issue once we go past Vyazma, because by then our core deployment will be big enough that we're probably going to be able to deploy 3 or 4 fighters basically every single time, which is probably in the later scenarios recommended anyway, because then the enemy bombers are also going to get better. But no, I'm not going to roll the dice. I have to make a conscious decision about that. Also, I actually read through the briefing, and I'm just looking through it now. There's absolutely nothing in there about enemy air force. Absolutely nothing. There's just saying there's at least 500,000 troops in the city and surrounding area. It says nothing about air force positions. Don't advance past this point, and that's it. And the joke is the briefing actually goes, the General Feldmarschall sends his greetings to Herr General. But he has sent me to inform you that he has been recalled to Berlin and will not be briefing you on your next few assignments. In the meantime, I, as a member of the Helferinnen of the Wehrmacht, will be assisting you in the briefings. First of all, that's complete bullshit. A Helferin of the Wehrmacht would have been a female volunteer. I'm not even sure that they're officially members of the military. From what I know, they may have an honorary rank, but they're technically civilians. So why would a civilian brief an army corps commander? Like, what? But most of these Helferinnen, most of these supporting female staff were actually flak helpers. So they were part of the Air Force. So if this woman should be aware of anything, then it should be the threat from the air. So that especially doesn't make any sense that she doesn't report to me, because if this woman, what this woman would have been doing in the last couple of weeks would be firing at airplanes. So how much prestige do I have starting the next one? Okay, yeah, let's do that. Blah, blah, blah. Briefing's gonna be read next time. I'm at 16,730, so I don't get anything extra. That's basically what I start at. Exactly what I end with. Which is... let me look that up real quick. Which is about 4,000 more than we're supposed to have, so I'm pretty good. We're supposed to have about 12,700, so I'm 4,000 above that. You're probably way above that, but I'm by now a good bit above the line, so I'm pretty happy with that. The Smolensk scenario actually paid off quite a bit, and the last one also, so despite the crap that happened, it actually paid off very well. Yeah, 21,000. In that case, I actually think I'm catching up, which might have to do with the fact that I'm actually now going only for 2 stars. I'm not shooting for 3 stars. I'm shooting for 2. So that might actually have helped. So I think I'm catching up to you. I think we're no longer above. Yeah, we're less than 5,000 away from each other now. We were more than 5,000 away from each other, I think. So that's good. But I don't need to have more than 20,000 because the end of the Grand Campaign, the goal for the end of the Grand Campaign was 15,000. So I'm already above that. So we're good. I'm already above the Grand Campaign goal. So I'm pretty happy about that. If this goes on, I might actually hit 20,000 before we're over, and then I'm 5,000 over the goal. Then I already hit the goal for Grand Campaign 42, if I manage that. So if that happens, if we're both above 20,000 before Grand Campaign 41 is over, we're golden, because then we both hit the goal for Grand Campaign 42 already. That would be awesome. Yeah, of course, it's fine if you're even above that, but just saying. I'm not sure that I'm gonna make it yet above 20,000 triangulated. I might, if things go like this, especially if we also play Moscow, it looks that way. But we'll see. It's actually good that we're both probably gonna hit 20,000, or I'm gonna get close. I'm at least gonna get close, I think, because I'm not sure that I'm actually gonna make money in 1942. I'm actually gonna be pretty happy if I just hold at 20,000 at 42. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I hope so, that it's easy to get prestige in 41, because we're gonna need it. The future Russian Grand campaigns are probably not gonna be so nice to us. 1943 is gonna be painful. Last time I played 1943, I switched to Rommel from after 1942, and after I was about 2/3 through 1943, I ran out of prestige. So I went from about 30,000 to nothing in 1943. I have no idea how I did that, but somehow I did it. So 42, well, 42 is basically dominated by Stalingrad, obviously. So yeah, we'll see. We're probably not going to play the West. Might play it later. We can always use an old save for that, but we're going to play East first. Not sure whether we're going to play West after that. We might switch to something completely different. I want to play the US core at some point, for example. But that's still quite a way off, so let me actually see how much do I need to repair this. I probably need to do more repairs with Elite now. This is 190, I can do that. Yeah. Oh, nope, sorry. Give this over strength. Let me see here. Load that. That goes to 190, I can do that. It goes to 110. That goes to 195. That goes to, yeah, fine. No, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much also. That's fine. That's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. That's fine. Nope. Nope. Oh, that's actually fine. Yeah, this is fine anyway. Yep, still above 2 stars. Also above 2 stars. Yep, that's fine. Fine. That's fine. So after repairs, I'm almost at 16,000 still. Yeah, that's also, I think, why it's crap to play initially for our playthrough here, because then we would have to say goodbye to most of our core in the middle of this. I don't think that would be fun to watch. We might do it afterwards. I don't know. So repairing everything so we stay above 2 stars and letting some units drop to 190 and 195, which takes one fight and then they're above it. So there's no point in that. We are basically at 16,000 minus 2. Or whatever that's worth. Moscow, I don't actually find that hard. Vyazma is the hard part. Moscow, I don't remember to be that hard. Moscow, you take losses, but that's to be expected. It's a city map. I mean, but Vyazma is the actually tough one to play. I remember the first time I played Vyazma, I made the mistake. I still didn't have a second division by then. So I just played with 1 division and just had a huge air force. And that's not that doesn't work. I basically had 6 fighters, 2 Stukas, 2 fighter bombers, and 2 or 3 level bombers or something, and I had all of it deployed. Yeah, you can't win that map just from the air. It doesn't work. So I had to restart it, buy my second division, and then go in. So I did it back then with 1 division and 1 completely green division. So it's doable, but it's still tough, mostly because of the weather. Anyway, don't want to spoil anything for Brock. I mean, he can guess that the weather is gonna be shitty right before we hit Moscow. That's kind of to be expected, but I don't want to spoil anything else, so let's call it quits for today. I'm gonna save this since we have the units already repaired. So after repairing of units, we are at 16,000. We'll see where we go for the rest of this branch. I'm looking forward to it. Again, I haven't played it yet, and I'm looking forward to Brock's next attempt at whatever his next scenario is. So until then, keep your heads up, folks. I'll see you on the next one.